I throw a question out, Mike, that I hear from my customer base a lot is there going to be enough seed if we can't hang on to the dicamba side of this equation? What's the seed supply like out there for next year for these guys as far as what's availability going to be? I'm sure there's enough seed, but what's the availability of what they want, that type of thing? That question does bounce through our office quite a bit.
Sure, sure. Yeah, so great question. I know we were going to cover this. I hoped we'd cover it towards the tail end, but let's just dive into it now. It's certainly a beast out there for everybody. Um, I know it's a beast for customers of which direction to go. Challenging for seed companies. Just figuring some things out, and of course you've got approvals of Extend Flex, and you've got re-registrations of low volatile dicamba. It's quite the storm right now. So I guess from a seed company point of view, I guess I'd just like to paint the big picture. As we look at the big picture, um, when this whole thing started happening, the industry already had production in the ground. Okay. So as we look at our company, AgriGold, our production was already in the ground like everybody else. And the direction that we have chose to go is to go with Extend and go with Extend Flex,
Hey
soybean
folks,
variety.
whoever's on, excuse me, Mike, if you would mute your phone, folks. Thank you. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so like I was saying, we've chose to stick with the Extend varieties and hope for this EU approval with Extend Flex, which everybody knows what Extend is, dicamba and Roundup. Extend Flex is dicamba, Liberty, and Roundup. And for what we do, we feel like that is the best foot forward for now. Now, this thing doesn't just affect AgriGold, it's affecting the whole industry. And some numbers I'd like to throw out to everybody. We have to remember that right now there's approximately 50 to 60 million acres of Extend soybeans or dicamba tolerant soybeans nationwide. Okay, in that frame there. So with that being said, it's affecting a lot of companies. And, I really believe that, the acknowledgement that there's been such a huge investment put into this from the technology part and all that. I mean, it is a great, great technology. However, there's an opportunity to still use dicamba and lessen the amount if it ends up getting approved. And what I mean by that is, if we look at Extend Flex, I really believe Extend Flex would lower the amount of dicamba used. And I think farmers would have the opportunity to use it in more specific areas. For instance, use your dicamba soybeans in those less sensitive areas, use your Extend Flex areas and the high sensitive areas. And I think it's a really good complement to each other. Enlist program, the 2,4-D Roundup Liberty, we believe that's going to be a great herbicide platform as well. Wow, what choices we have. It's amazing. But I guess as we look at why we're sticking with these platforms, we've seen soybean yields out of some of these Extend varieties like we've never seen the last 2 to 3, 4 years. And it's really been amazing. And as we look at and evaluate these new Flex varieties, we feel like they're coming from a very similar pool. We really like what we're seeing. So, those are some of the reasons why we're sticking with that. As far as seed production, there's going to be enough production out there. I can speak for Extend Flex. Again, the Roundup dicamba Liberty tolerant bean that still is seeking EU approval, and we continue to hear any day, any hour, any minute that it's going to get approved. Yeah, we believe there's going to be a significant amount of production. I know there is in our camp. If it does get approved, absolutely we'll sell out, probably just like any other company. But I'm sure I know we've got a huge amount of Extend soybeans, and I'm sure the Enlist folks have a huge pile there as well. One thing, another number I'd like to throw out is that's pretty staggering. Ken talks about lots of weeds and everything. I'm going to bet there was more Flexstar used this summer than what there's been used in 20 years. Some of us remember. Yeah, some of us remember when, of course, some people call it foam sapin, Fomosafen, whatever, but the old Reflex Flexstar, still a great product. Still a great product when used on smaller weeds. We've got nice residual programs, but about 50% of the dicamba soybeans that are planted actually get sprayed with dicamba. So that means that some folks are finding other avenues, and maybe just not have the weed pressure that others do in different geographies.
Is Metribuzin still used on beans? Is it still out there? That's an oldie.
Metribuzin, Syncor.
Yeah, Syncor.
Yeah. So that's kind of my take on it. Yes, I think there's going to be plenty of seed out there. It just farmers going to be faced with a lot of decisions. Certainly hope they realize that it's a long time till planting next year, and there's a lot of water to go under the road, under the bridge. There's dicamba re-registration to take place, and we are confident something is going to take place. But between the next couple of months, Extend Flex getting approved, and then of course I know there's going to be folks that move on with the new Enlist platform as well. So going to be a big winner on the soybean front.
Yeah,